blue, cause I'm not really sad, just in a weird mood. I am a color. It's not envy or jealousy, so I can't be green.
Hey everyone,
Hi!
I am Pilo,
And I am Ngwedi,
and together we are Pilo Ngwedi.
We had to get it right because
Yeah.
it's been 5 years
It's been so long.
since we've been here.
Sorry guys that we've been missing.
It's been a long time.
Should have left you without a dope beat to step two, step two, step two, step two. Freaking baby girl.
What would you do to get to me? What would you say to have you in? Would you give up or try again if I hesitate to let you in? Now would you hustle? Okay, got it.
Yeah, alright, you guys
We're
get
back.
the point.
We're back.
We're back.
But that's the explanation. That's the reason.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
between the lines.
Glad you understand.
Between the
We're
lyrics.
really, we're glad we're on the same page.
Yeah guys, so welcome to another edition of, what is it called again?
So, disclaimer. One, we're not experts on relationships. We're experts on ourselves. We're experts on our relationship. And so we're speaking from our own experiences. In the last video, we started exploring relationships, or an aspect or component of relationships. But that's actually, this kind of actually ushers us into the topic.
Yes, our topic for today is how we don't lose ourselves in our partnerships.
Or how we work towards remaining our authentic selves, maintaining authenticity and autonomy within the context of a relationship. We decided that we're going to talk about this because we got a question. Somebody asked us, how do you not lose yourself in a relationship?
Yeah.
And we thought it's so easy to get lost in a relationship, especially when it's new, or especially when you feel like being together and knowing each other very deeply is the single most important thing in the world. I'll keep referring back to especially new relationships, right? You've just found this new thing. Oh man, it's like my newest toy. You just want to be with it all the time. You want to play with it. You want to do everything, you want to introduce it to your world. I keep saying it. You want to introduce your partner to your world. You want to introduce them to everything that you do. You want them to take interest in it. And if they don't take interest in it, then it's like, oh, okay, well, we can scrap that. We'll do whatever you want to do.
You want to be with that person and please that person so much. Do everything that you think they want. You want to please them to the point of sacrificing your own self.
Yeah.
So even before we get into relationships, we are individuals.
Yeah.
The person that you are is attracted to wants to be with the individual that I am. Likewise, I want to be with the individual that you are. So when you come into a relationship and you start wanting to change that individual,
one, it can create conflict,
Yeah.
but also two, it becomes then easy for people to lose themselves into each other, right?
Yeah.
If I am just, that says he doesn't like me with makeup, it becomes easy to kind of chip away. It's important for us, we've realized, to maintain individuality, originality, authenticity, right? And by that we don't mean people don't change, because what I live by and what I have learned, and I've shared this repeatedly with my partner, and we've realized that in our own relationship, is that people change over time. The Leshi that he met 4 or 5 years ago is nowhere near the same person that I am. I've grown into myself. It's not I've become a whole different person, right? And even if I had become a whole different person, if it's of my own free will and if it's because of choices that I would have made, and you had been there for the process, supported me through it, held me accountable through it, then it would be up to you, right, to then choose, this is the version of Leshi that I'm going to be with at this moment in time. But at the end of the day, if I am myself, then I'm more comfortable. It's easier to hold me accountable for my actions. I'm not going to say, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to throw it back into your face.
Not being yourself will catch up to you.
Yes.
It's a very taxing thing, and eventually it will manifest through built-up resentment on the way. Yeah, another thing that we've learned is that sometimes you'll spend a lot of your time within a relationship trying to please the next person so much. When you get to that breaking point where you actually realize that, you know what, I don't actually like going to the football games. I don't like watching TV all day, or I don't like whatever it is. It has such a jarring effect. It's like you all of a sudden, I don't know this person and this person doesn't know me. Whereas, like you were saying earlier on, when the change is happening and we're there together and I'm witnessing that
It's
change
a
and you're
natural
witnessing that
progression.
change, then it's a lot more easier for you both to be accountable because you've been a witness through it all, to be present and to be supportive of it.
When we thought about this, we identified 3 key things. I don't want to say steps, but 3 key things that have ensured, I guess, right, that we have remained ourselves, or we have kept to our paths, and we did not lose ourselves to the partnership. We're not perfect. So our greatest lesson has been through making mistakes, through sometimes finding ourselves having gone too much in the one direction or gone too much in the other direction, right? And we've had to sit down with ourselves or together to say, whoa, I think no.
Yeah, so we need to go back.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it back. This is what we have found in the 2 seconds that we have been married. That has worked. That has worked for us in keeping ourselves authentic.
The first one is spending time apart. I know that may sound crazy that we're together. What do you mean spending time apart? But it's very important because the individual that you are that used to do certain things when you're alone is the individual you are even when you come together with your partner. And so it's very important to have that time apart. I see it as individual maintenance of yourself. One of the things that, let's say, I like to do that I know she doesn't like to do, I like to play FIFA. She doesn't like playing FIFA. So there's time where...
And if I did not respect him, I would really have burnt this machine.
Poor. And taking naps.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Imagine if Leshi was trying to impress me and play FIFA even though she doesn't like to play FIFA, and taking naps when I want to take naps.
I would be so anxious, first of all, because I feel like I'm losing time. Why are we napping? Like, time is leaving.
So we do things together. There's things we definitely do together. There's an endless list. I won't get into that. But if I can do the thing that I want to do, like I want to go and take a nap, Leshi can do the thing that she wants to do. Even if I'm not necessarily unavailable to do what she wants to do, there's an understanding that we have, and through communication that, you know what, she wants to go and visit a friend. That's cool. Go on, go visit your friend.
Yeah.
Tell them I say hi. You know?
Yeah. So actually, when we started this channel, the idea of the channel was it's going to be called our African Print Thoughts Act, right? And that's why you see it's our African Print Thoughts. It is. And we thought, what does that mean? And we were going to do strictly just reviews of African literature. So be it poetry, be it music, be it writings, be it journal. And what that was going to mean was that we were going to have to read together, right? Hey, that was the hardest thing. This was in 2019 that we tried to start this. We tried to shoot, guys. It was a nightmare because at the time, well, even now, like, we don't read the same authors. Our work is so similar. We both work towards the ending of oppression, for example, right? But he will read Pedagogy of the Oppressed, and I will want to read Klugman. Reading is one of the things that we do apart. We had to have like real conversations about, listen, we're great together, we're happy together, we're okay with each other. So it's okay for us to be individuals, you know, even in what we read. The second thing that we do is we make sure that the compromises are not one-sided. First of all, if you're in a relationship, you decide whether or not you're going to make compromises, right? And for us, before a compromise is made, a significant compromise, I mean, of course, there's sometimes, for example, that they will want to buy, what's that thing, the DVD you want to get?
Joker. Guys,
and
let's start a movement.
I'm just like, no, let's not buy Joker. I mean, that's a compromise that he's willing to make, right? And then, like, the compromise I'm willing to make is I won't watch Joker. So you see, the compromise is not one-sided. Okay, that's such a bad example. It's so subjective. What is a compromise for me and what's a compromise for T is not necessarily a compromise for you. We make compromises almost on a daily basis, but the idea with it is that you should be conscious and intentional about them in such a way that T doesn't feel like
Yeah.
okay, let's do it your way.
If one person is doing too much of the compromising and it's too one-sided, then a brunt of the relationship's work falls onto the one. Communicating and being on the same wavelength as much as possible is one of the keys, right? But if one person is doing all of the heavy lifting, they get adversely affected, and that in turn affects the whole relationship. And then you, who may have been coasting while the other's compromising and working, might even gain a sense of entitlement, and you won't even see the wrong that you're doing by not compromising. So like you're saying, it's very important to kind of use the example of pulling yourself back to each other, pulling yourselves back to a point where you're on the same plane. Yeah.
And you know, as you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, but we're human, right? So there are times when I need tea to carry us emotionally while I recover from whatever, you know, wound or whatever, you know, whatever I'm working through, or where he needs me to carry us because, you know, I can't be present for this reason. But we have a conversation about it. Okay, babes, I recognize that right now I am going through this, that is making it challenging for me to, you know, completely give of myself in the relationship. Either please bear with me, or are you able to hold the space for me to be able to recover? It has to be a conversation so that he then doesn't feel like if he's carrying the relationship in that moment, you know. And the last thing that we've noted
is to keep focused on your personal goals. Yes, you are together, but again, going back to one of the first things you mentioned, you are individuals. Before you came to relationships, you are individuals in the relationship. And I'll give an example with us, of course, that we came into this saying that we want to build together, we want to grow together. So if Leshi has her goals, she wants to get a master's in this and a PhD in that, and and she does, and I'm just there like, well, you know, I'm married and I'm just chilling here. Then there's going to be a lopsidedness, and there's no balance in our relationship.
And unless it's your goal, right? Because maybe it's your goal to just, I mean, you're just at, listen, I want to get married, right?
Yeah.
And if it is, and if your Leshi in this scenario is okay with just, you know what I mean? But for us, we had the conversation of what are our personal goals. And the reason we had that conversation, and we continuously have it, is that we wanted to know if we feel like we're compatible, right? And if we feel like we could still be compatible in the next 5 years, we'd still be compatible in the next 10 years. Even if things change, we know that these are shared values, right? This is how we're going to grow together. Okay, listen, for the next 10 years, these are the things that are not going to happen because this is kind of what T wants to do with his life, right? And sure, sometimes the plans get derailed. Sure, maybe the 10 years is extended to 20 years, but we know that this is what T's working towards. And that's so important, right? Because then I can hold you accountable, right? Because if you are not fulfilling your own personal goals, then you're not fulfilled, right? And if you're not fulfilled, then you're likely a crappy partner, right? What Leshi's working towards is this, and I know what you're working towards as well, and we give each other that space. I give him that space to kind of pursue his dreams and his goals. He gives me that space.
We have a vision board that's ours as a family, as a unit, and then there's our individual vision boards. And what we did, remember end of last year, or even during the years, because vision boards don't just, the things on your vision board don't just come true at the end of the year, oh, by end of the year this has to be done. In due time, right? I'll look at my individual vision board and be like, baby, look, this thing came true, this came true, and then she'll also remind me, like, also that thing, also this thing is this thing that still needs to come true, and we discuss how I can better achieve that thing, and vice versa.
So those are our 3 things. If you have any other additions to share with us and with everybody else about how to stay authentic even when you're in a relationship, please share them with us in the comments section. Please give us feedback on the ones that we have shared. We're always willing to learn. We're not experts at this. Like we said, we're experts at us and ourselves only. Thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you so much for all the old subbies. Thank you for all the new subbies. Again,
incoming subbies.
Yes, exactly. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep sharing.
And ring that notification bell.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.